Oh, baby. Because I took a break from filming for a month, it just doesn't feel right. Feel like I gotta finish the job. I also thought it was 4 AM, which honestly, it's so gross outside. Did a speed walk. It did not run. I'll run in the morning. I made a smoothie. Go to bed, Tori. I know. I know. It's okay. Ow, a little tipsy. One banana, strawberry, raspberry. Okay. Is anybody up right now? Let's see. In the hot seat? What is that? What is that? Okay. Let me see. I cannot believe I did a 4-hour live stream, to be honest with you. I feel like I've not filmed for a month. It went by so fast. So many topics, no words. The video I was originally going to react to, I gave you guys a little bit of a intro to it less than an hour ago. What the fuck was the video? I didn't forget. I never forget. I'm just like, is that what I want to do? I guess. I want something controversial. I want to yell. Who was it? Dr. Height. And here it is. Their voices sound so good in this. It's so soothing. Let's see. It was all sunscreen videos and then poof, gone for a month. Yeah. Yeah. There were a few reasons why. If I'm gone for a month, something really had to take priority, you know what I mean? But it's always nice to take breaks, especially in the online world. I don't do it enough. I think the last break I took was 3 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago. I think I streamed every day. Did not mean all the videos stayed up. No, you have to constantly make sure that what you're saying complies, you know? I don't know if you stream every day. If you stream every day, I'm so distracted. Never having corona again. Like, if you stream every day, there's a chance you can get better. Obviously, practice. That's how you get better at things. But in the online space, if you stream every day, there's really no time to reflect is a bad word. Cause like, bitch, get your shit together. Reflect as you go. Hold strong opinions. But there's like a period where you were online and then you go into the real world. Like online wasn't really a thing. It was you would go online to look at E-Bomb's world or something, like fun stuff, and then you'd go on with your like real life. Now that it's so weird. Internet was created to keep us more connected, but the more that we get deeper into it, the less connected we are. It used to be that we would learn how to adapt in the world as kids from your parents and then by viewing other people. We're the only species actually in the world who does that, which is crazy that we learn by watching others. They talked about that in the video. But what's even more interesting is that the more we get into it, the less there is for that period of break. So now kids are almost learning from the parasocial relationships, which is wild, which is why I think, and I've been saying it for a while, that YouTubers hold a way bigger responsibility to kids in particular than I think they're aware of. There was a period where you could get away with being stupid online and prior to like being canceled or something. It's like you could get away with it, but I don't know if people are aware of like the impact, which is why it kind of goes into the topic of speech and is there ever harmful speech? And if like we were talking about earlier in the conversation that people could say the same thing word for word, but somebody's insane and somebody isn't. And so how do you convey that? Because it's not body language. I think about this actually a lot. It's not body language. People like to think, oh, I can just tell if I can tell what they mean by this. It's like, but can you? I don't know. I'm speaking vaguely, I guess. Gotta wake up. Since time is infinite, the trade-off is inevitable. That's the internet. That's not real life. So there is still like an offset. But if you think about it in terms of psychology, like ego, super ego, it's like now you got a digital ego. What are you going to do with that? You're going to be honest? You're going to tell the truth? I almost think we are leading into this a hot take. This is a hot take. You sure you want to say that? You are under the influence of one beer. It is a theory that is not supported by facts by any means. But it seems like I would never saying that we're getting into an era where privacy is going to be seem as almost wrong. You guys know I am a big proponent of privacy. I think people need privacy. But I think we're getting into a time where we're going to have to encounter a dilemma that we never thought we were going to cross, obviously, hypothetically. And the only way I can really get my thoughts across is like back in the day, we saw the internet as like a tool. It was something you could just use for fun games. It was not something that you depended on to interact with anybody. Like you could leave your phone at home and I was like, whatever. I'll I'll live without it. And we got to a time where that started to be weird. We are cyborgs, okay? We are connected to the internet. The only difference between me and like a neural link is I still have to manually type things with my hand on the actual device, right? And it's like, how are the kids that grow up on cell phones supposed to navigate? Like, what would be possibly next? Well, what could go wrong with somebody that grows up online? What's so wrong with people or children that have AIs to serve them? It's like a bratty kid growing up with butlers, but digitally. What could go wrong? A lot could go wrong. Can turn into spoiled, rotten. Well, at least that's what we think is going to happen. That seems like the logical thing that would happen, right? But no, we have to adapt. That is what we do. So what's Gen Z going to do? What could go wrong if somebody is growing up with butlers, digital ones? Okay, digital AI butlers. It's like you never have to be self-reliant. It's not that you're asking somebody to do something, you're telling them. People just going to be bossy? It's like, well, no. Are we going to need self-reliance? How would we get away from that? Better question to ask actually is like, if you can't teach self-reliance anymore because you're growing up telling AI to do something, that means that when you do something the wrong way or something that's viewed by public as bad, there's not a lot of room for movement. How the fuck can you be wrong when you have 4 AIs telling you exactly how to do it? Retweet. How would a kid manage that? How would a kid manage that? Drunk thoughts. Thoughts. What is it that still gives you like a buffer? Like, and then I get to this point, I'm just like, what is something so absurd to me right in this moment that could be the future in terms of like the children that grow up with the servants? It's like, oh God, we would have to eliminate privacy. And you're like, Tori, how the fuck did you get here? How the fuck do you get to that idea? You need privacy. Do we? I feel like the only thing keeping people from cancellations is the fact that people are more transparent than ever. They got reality TV following your every move, so you know exactly why someone did something. So if they're ever accused of something that they didn't mean to say, there's proof. Why, you know what I mean? What do you have to hide? You just ask AI. Write that down. Write that down. What you got to hide? Just ask AI. I think we are moving into, I don't know if that made sense. I don't have the words, okay? Sometimes I just want to like fall on the floor and hope that it just falls back into place. I don't have the words. But my channel is not telling you how to think. There used to actually, side note, there used to be this trope in Red Pill. Not like a Red Pill thing, but I would hear it in Red Pill spaces. And it's, you can't teach critical thinking. You can, we just don't. You know? Like you get critical thinking skills in school. Like in college, you do a dissertation. You can't just say, I think because these two graphs do this, it must do that. It's like, well, that's bias. Whatever it is. Like you get grilled. It's like cool if you have an audience that checks you. But what if you created an echo chamber? Check you for what? Not getting your jargon correct? Your cult speak? Cut her off. I'm just kidding. I think my most valuable or comments that stick with me the most are they always start in some form or fashion like I don't agree with everything you say. In fact, I find you to be incredibly annoying. I'm just kidding. Like I don't agree with everything you say. But that's an interesting thing that you bring up. Do you think creators have a moral responsibility to not be tribal, to not foster tribalness? No, that's not fun. How's that fun? It's not fun. You know, I might not birth a kid, but I will do my best that if you find out your child has one of my videos open, that sounds so weird, that you're like, oh, it's Tori, it's okay. You know what I mean? What I don't know what that is. Should I Google it? Do I want to know? Do I want to know? Jesus, we don't like that. Okay. Girl math. Girl math. Oh, God. No. Girl math is, I did 2 videos today. So I made money. I can spend more. We only get paid once a month. Ha ha ha. Yeah, just don't. Very true. You have to practice critical thought in the real world, even in a classroom, to develop as a skill. So, something that is crazy that I can't find the right words to say, but I was kind of trying to get at it earlier when I was talking about time. And I was saying, but how do you determine when somebody says delusional, clinically delusional words, phrases? And I use the religious example, not because I think religious people are delusional. Hell no. Of course not. But because a lot of delusions in a clinical sense follow religious, fixed false beliefs, if you will, religious, government, CIA, persecutory stuff. But it follows that realm. So unfortunately, how do you determine somebody who said God commanded me to do something to somebody that says that's what God says to do? Like they're like kind of the same. And the only thing I can come up with is time. Depends on when they say it. Are you outside and somebody's standing on top of a car at 3 a.m. saying, I am the Messiah? Can he be the Messiah? I don't know. That's probably not a good example because if somebody's like, I am Jesus, like, if that's the case, I got to bring you to the people because right now there's debates going on. Nobody's met him. We found him. I'm just kidding. If that's true, G, come with me. Okay. What are you doing here? But it's not that they think that they're the Messiah, it's that they are the Messiah. And this is a concept that I can't get across. So I speak these words in hopes that my audience can do it for me. Peasants. I'm just kidding. No, it's true though. Need to read more books. That's what I've been slacking on. It's just so hard to focus. I used to read 6 books a week. Protect your head, wear helmets. Okay, children? Football isn't worth it. Don't do it. If I could offer myself one piece of advice, which I couldn't really help it because I just fainted forward and back, but as somebody who did not get their head slammed into a wall as a child and still struggled after having a accident, speech, memory, focus, the whole thing. Do whatever you can to minimize hitting your fucking head. Seriously. That's what I would tell myself. Fuck the SPF. Wear a helmet. Don't fall. Practice stretching. I don't know. Don't faint, bitch. Get it together. It's so fucked up. That's kind of how I feel though when I have certain conversations with my peeps who are very religious. Not very religious, just free will is like their thing. For most people it is. Unless you're insane and hit your head many times. I'm just kidding. But it's oh no. What was I saying? Mm-mm. 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 Oh, free will. Sound it out. Come on, bitch. It's like I forget. I said something that I'm like, it's interesting. I don't remember the phrase, but like, oh yeah, if you sometimes when I hear people believe in free will, it's like I'm yelling at myself who fell. They couldn't prevent it. It just happened. It's like get it together, bitch. Okay, don't fall. That's how it sounds when the they're like people have the ability to make the right decision. If they choose to do the wrong thing, get it together. It's like their reality is not yours. Like they see things we can't see. I don't know. I don't know why I have a microphone and a platform. Throw the whole bitch away. Why is she not reading our chats? Because. So, what's your take on effort and goals? Just because I don't believe in free will doesn't mean that it's going to influence how people behave. Me telling you I don't believe in free will, even if the world was like, sorry guys, we gotta edit. No one believes in free will. It would not change what you do. It would not change how you operate at all. Why are you trying to be by the book? Just kidding. But it's like our decisions that we make in this life. It might feel like we have a very good reason for why we do things, dripping with the sense of agency. But there's a lot of things beyond your control that you don't even think about that influence why you think you did something. Things like smells, hormones, air. That's not to give you anxiety, like, oh my God. No. And it's not to get you off the hook either. Not in that sense. It's like, well, what's the point of living? What do I look like? The Messiah? Get it together. Okay. Fucking figure it out. I don't know. What do I look like? The all knowing, like, I'm just a bitch on the internet. Don't swear, Tori. Don't swear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm only on nonfiction and esoteric philosophy right now. I love it. Kind of. I don't know. Love philosophy and hate it at the same time. Anybody who's taken many courses of it, love hate. It's just, it's philosophy is fun. Sometimes. I don't know. Is it fun? I find criminal justice to be a lot of fun. But I find a lot of times where I'll try to separate the morality and laws and whatever, because we had to do that in class. It seems like people really don't want to. It's probably because I suck at explaining too, but it's definitely part of it. I speak a little bit. I'm like, I hope you pick up what I'm throwing down, okay? I always come in peace. What the fuck? I didn't even know How did I do that? Name a hidden talent. One Corona can make me be an alien. I can't. Anyways. If you don't believe in free will, does that not negate things like human rights? Not negate. Okay, hold on. If you don't believe in free will. Maybe. If you don't believe in free will, does that not negate things like human rights? Oh, because like doing the right thing and the wrong thing. I love you. It is a good read. It's if you're newly into the concept of not believing in free will, I did find it to be rather difficult when it came to the quantum physics. I read this book like a good 4 times. I got it right when it came out, semi recently. Couldn't have been more than a few months ago. I literally was waiting for this book to come out. I wish I would have done more research. I was really just assuming it was going to be big on neurons. I just wasn't aware it was going to be the common issues that are addressed when you say something like, I don't believe in free will. But definitely have a more strong foundation. Otherwise, unless you're cool with reading more than once. I don't know. Sometimes I'll read a book and I'm like, damn it. I'm like, I shouldn't have read it this soon. But I love Robert Sapolsky. If you're ever wondering, where is Tori going? Like, what the fuck does she believe in? Like, Robert Sapolsky is my dad. I'm just kidding. He is somebody that I've wanted to have on my channel since I started. I've been watching Robert Sapolsky's lectures. Actually, I have a very, very good recommendation for a video. If you guys are into stuff that doesn't make it to the internet, this will be for you. He did a phenomenal, like, Stanford? Yes, Stanford. I always get him mixed up with Yale. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think there's like a law teacher from Yale that I enjoy listening to when it comes to like moral dilemmas, but I don't know that man's name. It's just weird. Anyways, he did an entire recorded. He back in the 70s. Okay, he's been teaching a long time. He had his lectures recorded, and if you, I'm sure you've come across one at some point, especially if you're into gender dynamics in any regard. I find sexual behavior, human behavior, why people are violent, any of that sort of shit, you've definitely come across this series. But there's one video that was not in that series, but somebody actually by the name of, let me look it up really quickly. Somebody got the video and I was like, why wasn't that allowed in there? Can anybody guess? Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. We actually covered it a few times on my channel. Raul Soto, 2.6K subscribers, uploaded it 12 years ago. And I remember everybody in the like comments on this entire series in general were like, damn, where is that missing video? And the topic of the video was religiosity and the biological underpinnings of religiosity. Oof. It goes into some topics that I've referenced on a couple shows. Michael Sartain's is one of them. We did an interview. We talked about shamanism. You might have heard me say, how the hell does schizophrenia get passed down so often? What's that supposed to mean? I mean, I'm just surprised that they pass their genes on. If I'm being honest, I don't want to have kids because I don't want to pass that down. And I'm not even the one that has it. Not to say that everybody with it is like really unable to function. It's certainly a spectrum. And one of the big issues is that a lot of people with it have anosognosia, which is a lack of insight. And if you don't know you're sick, you won't accept help, end up on the streets, a whole thing. But those that have insight can, you know, play around with the reality testing for one, maybe agree to medication. To psychosis is no joke. If you enter a psychosis and you don't treat it, you just go on and on in a psychosis, actively psychotic. And then to cut, the longer it takes to, like, let's say you decide one day, I'm going to take the meds to come and recover from that psychosis, takes a long time. And the only way I can sort of explain it is if you know somebody with bipolar, some form of bipolar disorder, where they get hospitalized maybe for 72 hours and they come back. That alone, gotta, hopefully you didn't just drop off from your job. Maybe you were there longer, for a week. You haven't talked to anybody, you feel insane, the whole thing, just to recover from that. It's definitely an obstacle. It's not easy. But imagine if you were in a psychosis for months, like the trip that never ends. It's difficult. Who said that that should be? I don't know. I think a lack of free will requires a solid moral framework to operate under in life. I think the lack of free will requires a solid moral framework to operate under in life. I find that one of the most important things is to have very different moral, not very different, but just either super religious or not religious at all. And you're like, what? Don't you want us all to get on the same page? I want us to get on the same page in regards to human dignity, if anything. But we need the differing opinions because it checks everybody in power. Without it, how would we check them? That's why it's so important to have an opinion, be strong about it, share it, but also like be open to change it. Not always right, can't always be right. That's why when people like hate watch people because they don't agree with them, or they only watch somebody because they agree with their entire identity and all that stuff, and then they hear about the other side, whatever, they're always so quick to it. Well, maybe it's my interpretation that it's like they just want them to be on their side, do it their way is the right way, and all this stuff. And it's like, no, the only thing that can check people in power, which we need somebody in power to like take care of a society. That's just how societies work. It'd be ideal that everybody could get their fucking shit together. But this idea that everybody's like normal, y'all haven't tried to hire people for certain jobs and it shows. Okay. Everybody I know who owns a business is like, people are not as smart as you think. It's not to say that we live in a society that is stupid and undeserving. It's just that people make more mistakes than you might make. Please don't underestimate it. Okay. Somebody is going to fall off into a machine, survive, but like they slept, which is horrible. But like, we have to make things. I don't know. I'm a dumb bitch. Maybe I'm projecting. I don't know. Like sometimes when I hear like love men, I love that I can shut my brain off with a lot of them. Okay. Father, great. Like most men are good, but a lot of men are reckless. Just like there's a lot of women who are reckless. Look at the sex stats. I'm just kidding. That's not what it's called. Body count. They be reckless. Okay. But this idea, like, have you met a little boy? Okay. They were lighting things on fire, fireworks in their face. And you're telling me they're going to be extra meticulous at a machine job? Bold. But when I hear people that are like, yeah, we need to have a patriarchy, which is great. Patriarchy is natural. I agree. Like, girls got to get under every man. Okay, so who's going to get the guy that falls like into like, that's it. That's mine. I'm going to stand by him. Like, no, I don't want to listen to a man that can't even keep his face up. Okay. With love. Nobody deserves anything in this life. Another human being, nay, nay. Okay. At least another human being that's supposed to follow your orders. Why do I have to play pretend with a man that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about? I don't know. I have this off topic, but men are like, women are not uh, women anymore. They're very masculine. I was like, stop telling on yourself. Okay. There's a reason women don't listen to you. Complaining about it, trying to get women, all women to follow every man. You know that's stupid. Would you even feel cool once you do get a woman that follows you, knowing that she follows every man? She listens to every single. No, of course not. You want the one that makes it easy for you. Am I wrong? Is it? Am I just a bitch telling men what they should want? Okay, am I delusional? Let me know. I don't want to say what men want, but just like, really? I'm gonna still be annoying. People take for granted the opportunity and the privilege of living in a first world country. Common sense is almost like an afterthought, especially at work. I have had, yes, I agree. And I have had to grapple with this idea that most people operate like an NPC, and it fucks me up. Excuse my language. It really messes with my head. It blows my mind that, like, what do you do all day other than stressing about how you behaved? You know what I mean? Like, you leave work and don't think about it? Goals. Like, you have one interaction with the gas station employee and you don't think about it anymore? You're like, those people are the ones that are the same people that would come to the bar. Like, can I get a shot of Rumplemint's? Like, do you want to talk? What's wrong with you? Like, you don't ever think, I gotta improve. Not once. Y'all don't want to say you don't believe in free will, but do you have a conscience? Like, do you ever feel guilt? Is this what neuroticism is? Because I definitely have that. Like, I'm definitely high over there. I don't know. I fluctuate. I'm cold. Also, it's the time of the month, so I'm extra bitchy. If you haven't noticed, okay, you say something even remotely fucked up, I'm coming. Like, I'm coming. And Beverly has no mercy. Okay, who the fuck is? Thank you. It's actually my drunk alter ego, Bev for short, like beverage. Bitch, go to bed. Um, God will handle it as he has it planned already. Okay, but when I say we don't have free will and everything's predetermined, it's an issue. What the fuck? I'm just kidding. It's a really hot take. It's a really hot take. My girlfriend seriously let her 19-year-old daughter cuss at me, flip me off, call me the N word, and just tells her to stop. Like, I think that is so disrespectful and she should do more about it. Yeah. One of my biggest fears. I don't mean to make it about me, but this is how I can say that I get it. Is like, one of my biggest fears is to exert all the energy to discipline a kid. They go to dad and dad takes them for ice cream or something. It's like the same idea, a little bit different. I don't know what's worse. Your situation reminds me of the times where I'd be like, my sister literally took my closet door off the hinge because I had a padlock on it, and my parents were like, do better. Just like quiet. They didn't say anything. But yet I do something and they're like, give it back. Oh, I would be so like, it's already triggering me. I don't like when people are, at least like, say something. Like, aren't you alarmed when they talk back? Talking back would, like, if I was a parent, hold on. Like, I don't think people, when I say that, I mean, I don't know if people think about this, but words matter. I know we like to say facts don't care about your feelings, but why are you using that fact to justify your feelings? Don't fuck with me. Okay? This idea that we are men are devoid of feelings, guys. Men be punching dudes because he was in the way, okay? He didn't hurt his feelings. I don't know. It's like you need feelings. All of the laws in this country are based on feelings. That's what makes it great. Okay, you need feelings. If you didn't have feelings to make it, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything involves feelings. Now, if you have over exaggerated feelings, right? If they're not like rational, but it's like words matter. I keep thinking of this instance, which I don't know if this is going to communicate what I'm trying to say, but I've talked about how one of my really, like, paradigm shift, my worldview was literally like changed over in the matter of seconds, was when I had somebody who was not well, like, attacking or coming at me. I was locked in like a bathroom. They're they're a lot taller, have a butcher's knife. It sounds a lot more dramatic, okay? This is just my recollection. Everything's fine. Like, kicking through the door, and I'm on the phone with 911, just like, so and so has a knife, and they said they want to kill me so that my soul returns to planet heaven and I end up being myself again. Okay, some crazy shit. True words. Okay. They're just like, well, did they hit you yet? Did they cut you yet? And it's like, you're going to tell me right fucking now that the action matters more than the threat? Call me back if anything changes. Okay. Call you back when I'm dead, bitch. I was like, that's how it works in this country. So we incentivize lying. Well, no, you should wait until he cuts you. Fuck you. Fuck you. It'd be one thing if it's like a gun. Like, I'll take it. But like a knife? You're insane. Okay. It's like one of my big fears. A butcher's knife? Crazy. Crazy. If you have never been on the side of Chicago where you have accidentally ran into a crackhead, have you ever locked eyes with them? Don't do it. You fucked. They coming. Can you imagine that? How the fuck? Can you just send somebody? That's all I ask. It's like, no, just call me back. Okay, peace. Bye, girl. Okay. My point to that, though, is that words matter. They matter. I don't know to what extent, and I don't know when we draw the line. But right now in this country, I think it's like if you're a danger to yourself and others. But again, did he cut you yet? Oh, fuck off. What do you mean? Crazy. I feel personally attacked. Why? Let me be clear. Most people that have some psychotic thing going on, most are non-violent. Okay. Nothing to fear. It's fine. I'm fine. It's just like, I'm not even trying to I'm not trying to gain sympathy, but I really am trying to illustrate things that I didn't understand until I went through it. That was one of them. If you would have told me before that, like, okay, the hypothetical scenario, you have somebody who is super psychotic right now that wants to kill you, um, just because somebody told them to, who is invisible. What would you do? I'd be like, I call the cops, run away. Nobody prepared me for it. Well, what if they don't come? Like, oh, no one prepares you for that. And I'm sure there's many of you who had no idea that that's a thing. Like, when there's danger, you call the cops. Now there's issues like come I know, but I'm just saying. It's like, no. Well, arrest them. What crime did they commit? Did they threaten you? Define you. Okay, right now they don't think it's me. I don't know. They didn't really threaten anything. They're just chanting some crazy shit. Okay. I'm involved. I don't know how. They didn't commit a crime. They live there, you know? I don't know. Good evening. I just woke up. I should go to bed. Oh no. I locked eyes with a crackhead in Chicago while I was on a band trip and he went crazy. He started screaming at a manhole. Did he charge at you? It's very scary. My advice is um, try not to make full on eye contact because some delusions, if you stare at them, they assume that you can hear their thoughts. They don't like it. I don't know what they're saying, but they don't like it. They'll never tell you. Oh, it's like, oh, I just committed a crime, school shooter. Bad example, but it's like goes to the interrogation. Like, I heard the devil told me to do it. I'm telling you right now, I don't know any person that actually has a psychotic disorder that would ever say that. You ask it, do you hear voices? Why are you asking? Do the fate? It's like, never mind. They will never admit to that. Like, I don't think they ever do. If they lack insight, I don't think they ever admit to it. If they have insight, maybe. But like, they could literally be spouting some so and so is injecting me with something while I sleep. Who told you that? Why do you ask? No one. Okay, you're insane. And by insane, I mean you're stressing me out, but you sound a lot more stressed. You want to know what's interesting too? Is when it comes to communicating with those suffering from some sort of delusion, it's very different from when you have somebody with dementia that's saying some stuff that's from the past or whatever. If a dementia patient says something delusional, you're supposed to play along. If they are mentally ill, no, very bad. Don't do that. Number one, the only thing you do, or like agreeing with somebody who has a delusion reinforces it. The more that that reinforcement goes back through their brain, the harder it is to break it, which you really can't give them any new information. It's fixed, it's false, whatever. But you know what you are supposed to do? You're supposed to acknowledge the feeling. It's like, what? I thought we need to address the facts. No, there are some times where the right thing to do is to address the feeling. And so it's like, so and so has a barbed wire across my chin, whatever it is. It's like, that sounds incredibly stressful. Are you okay? A lot of times, in moments where you don't think that that's going to de escalate anything, it shocks me how it does. And I'm just like, I'm so factual based and There are moments where the feelings matter more. Crazy. I thought about it. Have you read research on Gen Z? No, but well, yeah, kind of, but Dr. Height did. I've been saying it. Gen Z is going to fix this shit. I'm confident in them. Okay, you can only suffer for so long with anxiety, okay? We need you. Get it together. I don't mean it like so heartlessly. It's sad. I have anxiety, but I'm really confident in them. I'm not having a baby because I don't want to have, like, I don't think I could live down the fact that they'd be like Gen Beta. Is it too late to have a Gen Alpha? Flex. Mm, sorry, I'm behind. Wait, we read that. I had something like that happen when someone tried to break into my house a couple of years ago. No way. It's like, well, is he there? Did he take anything? What do you mean? Let that be a lesson to everybody that's anti. Not only, I didn't even realize that. That actually is crazy. Way to explain it. Are you saying that if there's a burglary, it's like, well, did you see him? Is he there? How do you know it? Who is it? It's like, you want me to go find out? Okay. It's like equivalent to when, if you have pets, if you go to the vet because your dog swallowed, I don't know, like a medication on accident that isn't theirs, and they're like, call poison control. You're like, I am in Banfield. And they're like, no, you have to call poison control. It's like their protocol. So you call and frantic and you're waiting. You're thinking to yourself, why the fuck are they not calling? I hate phone calls. This is, how the fuck do you not know if this is toxic? You're on the phone forever, forever. And then they're like, yeah, no, um, they just got to wait it out. You're like, you don't pump them with something? Is it too late? Did it kick in? And they're like, that'll be 70 to $95, cash or card. But it's like a card over the phone. You're just like, I have to pay for this vet appointment and that. That's your job. Scam. What's the point of a vet? I waited on the phone call for like 45 minutes to be told it's probably fine. Like, yeah, I'm sure the Adderall that my dog swallowed like 45 minutes ago, she's fine. Just like, oh, yeah. Okay. No, I made him leave. I had been at a friend's house before. I just made him get back in his car and leave. He wasn't in my house yet. Oh, stalking? Stalking? Yeah, they won't do anything. Isn't that crazy? Torsha, you gotta get your back. No cops? I don't get it. Drug induced psychosis is gone after like 4 to 5 months. That's a long time. It's a long time. My family member had cannabis induced psychosis. It manifested as schizophrenia. So it's another shocking thing. When you think that there's drugs in their system, there isn't. That's just the brain. Be very careful before you think you know why someone does something. And stop filming them. Okay? Please. What goes on in someone's mind when someone says crazy shit and their first thing is to pull out a phone? Like, that's the problem with believing that people have the free will. It's like somebody shouting that they're the Messiah. Okay. It's not that they think they're the Messiah, it's that they are the Messiah. Like, they know that that's weird. It's like people, and I project all the time. Don't get me wrong. But is that how NPCs think? Just constant project. Like, I know not to scream, I'm the Messiah. Look at this idiot. Why is that the first thing? Okay. Why is that the first thing? And why is it that when somebody says something, people like the lady on the plane, that man over there is not real. Okay. Why do people think that it's like the lizard man? Why are more people agreeing with the hallucination right now? Am I going crazy? It's like sometimes the brain does weird shit, you know? But then you got other people that are like, I think I saw something too, and you're just like, so what is delusional? It's a spectrum. I'm delusional when I haven't slept, and sometimes I blink a little bit and I think I saw something. That's delusional. I know nothing's there, but I think I saw some shit, you know? I was in my car. I had the element of surprise. Like, oh, I love that thing. A meme. Literally me all the time. Yeah, there wasn't enough time to call the police. I just made as much noise as possible and ordered him off my property. I gotta go up. I missed something. Was it? Yeah, it's like I just flashbacks. It's like they could you assume that somebody that follows your car after like 3 turns, it's like, okay, this person's stalking me. Let me call 911. Like, well, do you know him? Maybe you guys are just going the same route. Call me back if anything changes. It's like, what do you mean call you back? I hate it. You know what triggers me the most? And I know it's their job, but dispatchers with I know that they're supposed to ask a lot of questions and keep you on the phone. I logically I know that. But the tone, like there's something about it. It triggers me. I can't do it. And actually there was a horrible, horrible, horrible incident where this little boy called 911. Like, my brother is kind of off, and I think he bought a gun. And, like, can you guys just come here and check his room? You know, brother's kind of off, mental illness, that sort of thing. And lady is on the phone, like, I can't just send cops over there to check his room, which, like, yeah, I get it. You can't just, like, have somebody do a search. He's a kid, though. He don't know that. And actually, you can make exceptions when it's mental illness, but, like, a kid doesn't he said he was off. He said something. So, he's like, "Okay, I'll just wait for him to do something," hangs up. Oh, I felt that. You and me both, boy. He was younger. He had to be 9 or 10. A day later, somebody called 911, and it was the other brother. that lady never sent like a dispatch or anything, didn't dispatch any cops. And I hope that sits with them. But that's the issue because they don't know what it's like to watch words turn into violence. And a lot of times the words don't make sense. But they didn't commit any crime yet. Can't do anything. It's actually one of the perks of having additional uh, not social security. What the fuck am I trying? Social workers on the police force. It's actually a reason that having women on the police force is really effective. I know people are like, I don't want a woman carrying me out of a building. There's a officer. There's a woman in this town who's so good with my mom. My mom was like crazy. Like, I'm pregnant. My water broke. Like, mom, you peed on yourself. Okay, come on. She like won't move. And she's just like, I'm having a baby. I was like, that makes one of us. Okay, you are 67 with love. Love you. Come on. She's like, that's the mistress. I'm your daughter. But like the female officer goes with it. She's so funny about it. It's so funny. She's like, is it a boy or girl? Like, Donna, you have so many kids. Get it together. It's kind of cute. And when they came recently, the ambulance that came was just like, I remember your mom, the one she thought she was pregnant. Sounds like nothing, but time is the thing. Remember I said I can't explain it. How do you just like it doesn't sound that weird. It's the time thing. Your mother is 67 years old, chilling on the front porch, yelling that she's pregnant. Probably not normal. Okay, probably a little off. What the fuck? This is so interesting. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, wait, I missed something. So some guy tried to break into my house and I was gone, but I saw him in my driveway trying to open the door. Yeah. It's scary. And she's gotten in her face. Okay, I missed something. You didn't press charges. It's better than mocking them. It's crazy. It's crazy that people will mock people having like a mental breakdown. Guys, if I say crazy shit, you have every right to call crisis. Okay. If I get on stream with a bunch of knives and I'm dancing, please don't say I'm like Britney and I'm living my best life. Like somebody do a wellness check. I'm not okay. And I'm laughing, but it's like a lot of people just like, oh, free will. It's like, I'm not okay. Okay. Damn. True. It's kind of a trip, the difference of the train of thought. Yeah. If you can't find anything to be thankful for, capacity of thought would be one of them. And you don't know that until you don't have it. And to be honest with you, I don't know what it's like for the actual person not to have it. But watching it is really sad. Noise? Why do I? Sorry. I don't know. Okay, so I can't find the message before, and she's gotten in her face to a couple and she was scared in her own house. Like I said, when I first met her, she warned me about her that she might get in my face. My thoughts to my girlfriend was, oh my God. It's one of the reasons I don't date. Is this somebody with the people are like, you're gonna die alone. Thank you. I'm exhausted. I don't think people I've been caretaking since like 20 against my will. but like kind of my choice, right? I have the free will, but you want me to take care of a baby? People told me that babies are really smart though. Like when they get to an age and they can understand some stuff. I'm like, damn, it's kind of fun. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Someone actually broke into my house, had me at gunpoint, and took 20K out of my shoebox. Ugh. And my little brother and sister crying. Oof. The gunpoint's no joke. No joke. In front of kids. Like, what do you say to them? It's like parents have the most control over what children see. It's like, well, what about when somebody takes that away? What control? Oh, it must be so hard to be a parent. Like, there's so many things, variables that you can't control. What you learn in school, just the internet. It's like you kind of hope people don't hoe out, you know? It's crazy to even say those words. But then it's like somebody like that, like trauma like that. Kids are really resilient, but still. Oh, stressed. Well, she won't get my face if you don't let her. Common sense, right? Yeah, I get you. But she literally acts like she can't stop her. She just silently watches it happen. Does she dissociate? Sometimes something I've noticed is that, oh my God, my stomach's growling. Something I've noticed is that when you can't control it over a certain period of time, you learn to not even pay attention to it anymore. And like when I would stream, I would hear my mom or whatever. I'd be like, is that my mom? Sometimes I would think I was hearing shit. And then I would get off and she's like outside screaming at like 4 in the morning and dad's just sleeping. At first I was like, he just don't give a fuck. I think he didn't really hear it. But when I would wake him up, like, I need your help because I can't lift her. She's just chilling. She's pleasant, but like, he's just like, oh, just let her be. I'm like, there's people that is listening to this woman scream. Like, no, but it's not because he doesn't give a fuck about other people. It's that she just didn't listen a lot of the time. She keeps doing it. And at one point, you just zone it out. I'm not saying it justifies it. It just, I don't know. When I mentioned the thing about the other people, it made him pay more attention, I guess. So it's like she's just watching. Like, what do you do? Is she schizophrenic? Because I couldn't find the message before that. Yeah, right. Question: do you believe in dragons? You're looking at one. What are your thoughts on deja vu? Do you really think we have been in that position or place twice? I know the answer to this. There's the spiritual idea that we've been in that place twice. I've heard that before. But I have heard something about how your dreams come up with a million different things you don't even remember that, but it's like a file in your brain, like memories, that dreams are stored. I'm just, pulling shit out of my ass. I don't really remember that it's like it feels that way, or it's a phenomenon, or if when you find one thing in the déjà vu place, like right now I'm having déjà vu, it's like something about it seems familiar. There's a word for that, but I can't remember. A mirror effect? No. Personally, when I would have déjà vu, I always justified it by like, bitch, you think about so many things. You don't think this came across? And then I forget about it. My girlfriend says I think a lot too when she explains, even if it's wrong. I tell her I'm more of a doer instead of a thinker. Like she told me yesterday, I don't think we cannot argue so much. I don't think we can. I say I think when, I don't know, I say it a lot. I've had somebody that's like, well, don't say if you don't know. Like, why do you answer? Something like that. I don't remember what the exact criticism was. I'm like, "You're right." But I don't know. If I can kind of remember some part of it, that's my way of being like, I kind of get what you're saying. Am I on track? I don't know. Okay, y'all need to go to bed. Okay. We are cutting this off. Okay. Oh my God, my stomach's growling. Like the video, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, talk to me. I'm bored. I need friends. Did anything I say resonate with you? Actually, I wish more people, when I give like a call to action, would follow it. Please tell me a time that you were blindsided and you didn't realize that's the way that the world functions. Like, did he cut you yet? Somebody stalk you, you find out you can't do anything about it? Tell me in the comments below, okay? Tell me where you live, region, and then tell me. Okay, bye. Go to bed, everybody.